Hey everyone, and welcome back to another deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at some pretty powerful Islamic
Oh,
concepts,
yeah.
like praise, guidance, and even divine protection.
hmm
And get this all packed into just a few words.
Really?
I know, right? We'll be focusing on the opening verses of the Quran,
Okay.
specifically Surah Al-Fatihah and the significance of Bismillah.
Sounds good.
I've got some Islamic commentaries right here,
Awesome.
and I am so ready to see what we can find out.
Yeah, this is going to be great. I think these phrases, they're so ingrained in Muslim life,
Right.
everyday life, but like with the tapestry, I think there's always something more to discover when you look closer.
That's a really cool way to put it. Okay, so let's jump right in with Alhamdulillah.
Okay.
A phrase we hear constantly. It's usually translated as praise be to God, but I feel like there's got to be like a deeper meaning beyond that translation.
Yeah, you're right. There is.
Yeah.
Alhamd, it's not just like thanking God for specific things.
Yeah.
It's more about acknowledging Allah's inherent qualities,
Mm-hmm.
like his perfection and his authority over everything.
So it's about recognizing his presence in like every aspect of life.
Exactly. There's actually a story about this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Umar, the second caliph, he asked Ali, the fourth caliph, about the true meaning of Alhamdulillah.
Okay.
And Ali's response was so interesting. He said,
What do you say?
it's a statement that Allah loved for himself, was pleased with for himself, and wants us to repeat.
So like by saying Alhamdulillah, we're tapping into this divine joy almost.
Yeah, and there's even more to that.
Oh, wow.
A hadith states that saying Alhamdulillah is like more valuable than gaining any worldly possession.
Oh, wow.
That's how important this phrase is.
That puts it into perspective.
Yeah, it really shows the emphasis on the spiritual value of this like simple phrase.
Absolutely. I'm already looking at Alhamdulillah in like a whole new way.
Me too.
Now, what about Bismillah? I mean, we say it before we do like pretty much anything. It feels like more than just a habit,
Yeah.
Like there's this real spiritual force behind it.
Oh, for sure. Bismillah is way more than just a formality.
Yep.
In Islam, it's believed that we need to seek protection from negative influences before we do anything important.
Mm-hmm.
Like even just starting our day or reciting the Quran, and that's where Bismillah comes in.
So by saying Bismillah, we're acknowledging our own vulnerability and asking for Allah's protection.
Exactly. It's like declaring our reliance on his power.
Okay.
There's actually a hadith that compares saying Bismillah to like shrinking Shaytan to the size of a fly.
Whoa.
So he becomes totally powerless.
It's like putting on an invisible shield to ward off all that negativity.
Yeah, and this protection, it's encouraged for so many things.
Right, like entering a bathroom or even starting to conceive a child.
The idea is to begin everything with a conscious intention of seeking Allah's guidance and protection.
So we need that support in like every aspect of life.
Yeah.
It's wild how just two words Bismillah can hold so much meaning. Okay, so now let's move on to Al-Fatihah.
All right.
We know it's the opening chapter of the Quran, but why is it called the mother of the book?
Right.
It feels like it holds like this really special place.
It does. Al-Fatihah, it's not just the first chapter.
Okay.
It's considered the foundation of the whole Quran.
So like the heart of it.
Exactly. It's even known as Al-Kitab, which literally translates to mother of the book.
Wow.
So, it emphasizes that central role it plays.
And there's a hadith that says it's unlike anything revealed in previous scriptures, right?
Yes. Like the Torah or the Bible,
Yeah.
it's completely unique.
That's so cool.
And there are even stories about its power.
Oh, yeah, like the one about Al-Fatihah being used as like a ruqyah
Yes, a spiritual remedy.
to heal someone who was poisoned.
Exactly. But beyond the stories, what's really amazing is that Al-Fatihah, it's actually structured as a dialogue
Oh, really?
between the reciter and Allah.
So it's not just a prayer we recite, but an actual conversation.
Exactly. Each verse, it's believed to elicit a specific response from Allah,
Oh, wow.
establishing like a direct connection between the person and the divine.
That's incredible.
There's a hadith that details this back and forth too,
Oh, wow.
showing how each verse is met with like affirmation and blessing.
That changes everything. I never even thought of it that way.
It makes it so much more personal.
Right. Now, one thing I've always wondered about
Yeah.
is why Al-Fatihah, like, repeatedly asks for guidance.
Right.
I mean, if you already believe in Allah, shouldn't you already be on, like, the right path?
That's a great question. And it actually highlights this ongoing nature of our journey to righteousness.
Okay.
You see, staying on the straight path, it's not a one-time thing.
Gotcha.
It takes continuous effort and divine assistance.
So it's like any skill.
Yeah.
You have to keep practicing to stay sharp.
Exactly. And this straight path, Sirat al-Mustaqim, It's about more than just physical direction.
Okay.
It covers all parts of a Muslim's life,
Oh, wow.
like their beliefs, their actions, their intentions, their thoughts even.
Yeah. So it's a real lifelong challenge to stay on that path.
It is.
Wow. This has been so eye-opening. I'm seeing
Yeah.
these phrases with like so much more depth already.
Yeah, no, me too. It's amazing.
From Alhamdulillah being this profound expression of Allah's essence,
Mm-hmm.
to Bismillah acting as a shield against all that negativity,
Yeah.
to Al-Fatihah being this incredible conversation with the divine. It's like we're uncovering layers of meaning I didn't even know existed.
And we've only just begun.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In the next part of our deep dive, we'll explore the guidance Al-Fatihah offers for navigating all the different paths in life
Okay.
and how it ultimately helps us prepare for the Day of Judgment.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
All right.
Okay.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Al-Fatihah. Last time we were talking about the importance of constantly seeking guidance,
Right.
even if you already believe.
Yeah. And that idea of seeking guidance, it's woven throughout Al-Fatihah.
Okay.
Like it takes us straight into the next verse,
Mm-hmm.
which isn't just a general plea for direction. It's a specific request to follow the path of those who have earned Allah's grace.
So it's like, show me the way and let me walk with the people who've got it right.
Precisely. Al-Fatihah gives us this framework, this roadmap, by contrasting the path of those blessed by Allah with two others.
Okay.
The paths of those who have earned his anger and those who have gone astray.
Oh, wow. Okay, so now we're getting into some serious stuff.
Yeah.
Can you explain those distinctions a little more? Like, who are these people on these different paths?
Well, Islamic scholars offer interpretations based on, the historical context
Right.
of the Quran's revelation. But I think for us, it's more about understanding the broad concept.
Okay.
So the path of those who earned Allah's anger could be seen as like choosing actions and beliefs that go against his will.
Okay, so what about those who went astray then?
That path represents a complete disconnection from truth and guidance.
Okay.
It's straying so far that you completely lose your way.
It's interesting how Al-Fatihah lays out this map, guiding us towards righteousness, but showing us what not to do. But how do we actually know if we're on that right path? Like, what are the signs we're with those who've earned Allah's grace?
That's where looking at the lives of those considered righteous in Islamic tradition becomes really important.
Okay.
Like prophets and saints people known for their piety and devotion.
So they act as guides for us.
Exactly.
Right.
We can learn from their dedication and try to embody those qualities that define them,
Right.
like humility, compassion, generosity, and strong faith.
So it becomes like a process of self-reflection.
Yeah.
Constantly trying to live up to those virtues.
And that's what's so beautiful about Al-Fatihah.
Hmm.
It's more than just words.
Right.
It's like a blueprint for living a meaningful life.
Now, you mentioned the Day of Judgment earlier, and Al-Fatihah specifically mentions Allah as Malik Yawm ad-Din,
Yes.
owner of the Day of Recompense.
No.
It's such a powerful phrase, and it seems to tie into this whole idea of being held accountable.
You're absolutely right. Malik Yawm ad-Din reminds us that Allah has ultimate authority, especially on that final day.
Right.
There's a hadith where Allah, after folding the heavens, asks, "Where are the kings of the earth?"
Wow.
It really emphasizes that only Allah holds true ownership. Well, everything we gain in this life is temporary.
That really puts things into perspective. It makes you realize that all the titles and possessions don't really matter. What
Exactly.
matters is how we live our lives in relation to Allah.
And it's important to understand that din here doesn't just mean religion.
Okay.
It's more encompassing than that.
Okay.
It includes the reckoning for our actions, intentions, even our thoughts.
So it's like a universal concept then, a reminder that we're all answerable for how we choose to live.
Exactly. And it brings us back to the core message of Al-Fatihah,
Mm-hmm.
seeking guidance, staying on the right path, and recognizing Allah's ultimate authority.
This has been such a powerful exploration so far,
Yeah.
from understanding Alhamdulillah as this praise for Allah's essence, to recognizing Bismillah as a shield, to diving deep into this incredible dialogue with Allah within Al-Fatihah.
It's amazing.
It's like we're uncovering hidden dimensions of these words I thought I knew.
And there's still more to discover.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In the final part of our deep dive, we'll explore what it truly means to seek refuge in Allah,
Okay.
how Al-Fatihah helps us face life's challenges, and ultimately how it prepares us for that day of judgment.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Al-Fatihah. It's amazing what we've uncovered already about the meaning of Alhamdulillah, the protective power of Bismillah and Al-Fatihah itself as this like dialogue with Allah.
Yeah, for sure.
We even talked about how it's like a map guiding us toward the right path.
Right. And a big part of that map is this concept of seeking refuge.
Okay.
It's woven throughout Al-Fatihah, even if it's not always like explicitly stated.
That's interesting. So we talked about seeking refuge from Shaytan before,
Right.
but Al-Fatihah doesn't actually mention him directly.
Yeah.
It just says, guide us to the straight path. So how does that connect to seeking protection then?
Well, it's about recognizing that when we ask for guidance, we're also asking for protection from anything that might lead us away from that path.
Oh, okay.
It's acknowledging that we need Allah's help to navigate all the complexities of life.
So it's like saying, protect me from the things that might tempt me to stray from the path you've shown me.
Exactly.
Oh.
It's about proactively seeking Allah's support to avoid those things that could lead us toward his anger.
Okay.
Or, cause us to lose our way completely. It's like having this divine compass always pointing us in the right direction.
I love that, a divine compass. And this seeking refuge thing, it resonates throughout Islamic teachings, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like when we say, "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim,"
Right.
before reciting the Quran.
Exactly. It's this constant reminder that we need Allah's protection from those negative influences.
Okay, so if Al-Fatihah is like this guide for life, how does it help us deal with challenges and hardships? I mean, they're bound to happen.
Well, Al-Fatihah teaches us to face those challenges with a sense of surrender and reliance on Allah.
Okay.
When we say, you alone we worship and you alone we ask for help, we're acknowledging that true strength and guidance come from him.
So it's like admitting that we can't do everything on our own.
Right.
That we need his support to get through tough times.
Exactly. Al-Fatihah encourages us to turn to Allah in times of need, to seek his guidance when we're making decisions, and to trust his plan, even when things are hard.
It's like having that anchor in a storm.
Yes, a source of unwavering support.
But Al-Fatihah doesn't just guide us in this life, right?
Right.
It also prepares us for the next one, especially for that day of judgment, which we see emphasized in the phrase Malik Yam ad-Din.
Absolutely. That constant reminder of Allah's ownership of the day of recompense, it keeps us mindful of our ultimate destination and the accountability that awaits us.
It is a pretty sobering thought, but
Yeah.
also motivating in a way.
Right. It encourages us to live in a way that pleases Allah, knowing our actions have consequences that go beyond this life. Al-Fatihah in its entirety, it acts as this compass guiding us toward righteousness, reminding us of our accountability, and ultimately preparing us for our encounter with Allah.
This has been incredible. From the meaning of Alhamdulillah to the power of Bismillah, this unique dialogue with Allah and a roadmap for navigating life's complexities. It's been such a journey.
And we've barely scratched the surface.
Really?
The beauty of Al-Fatihah, like any sacred text, is that it offers these endless layers of meaning.
That's true. Well, as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm left with this sense of wonder and newfound appreciation for the power of these words. It's a reminder that even in those familiar phrases, there's always something new to discover.
Yeah.
So for everyone listening, I hope this deep dive has maybe sparked your own curiosity and encouraged you to explore these Islamic concepts.
Me too.
Maybe you can take another look at those verses you thought you knew so well.
Yeah.
And discover something new within them. Thanks for joining us, and until next time.
So low.